Hi, everyone. Happy Monday if it's Monday when you're seeing this. The first day back to school if it's the first day back to school when you're joining this. If you will, make your way to meet me on your mat in Easy Seat Sukhasana for our coming into Easy Seat Sukhasana, bringing the legs crisscross applesauce out in front of you, removing any excess meat from your seat. Or perhaps you come up onto your shins if that feels more authentic to you for your body today. Wherever you're at, bringing your palms of your hands to the tops of your thighs, engaging through the core, lengthening up through the spine, and maybe taking an inhale as you pull the shoulders up towards the ears, and exhaling as you roll them back and down the back. Pulling your shoulder blades towards one another slightly. Relaxing the face muscles, soften the jaw. Lengthening up through the crown of the head. Begin to soften the eyes, closing them down, pulling your gaze inward. We will take a collective few breaths here together. Breathing in deep through the nose. Holding at the top just for a moment. Exhale through the mouth, let it go. Again, breathe in through the nose, hold at the top. Exhale through the mouth, let it go. Last time, inhale through the nose, fill up. Feel the heart lift, hold for a moment at the top. Sip in just a bit more air if you can. Exhale through the mouth, let it go. You can begin to take your own breath at your own pace, in through the nose, out through the mouth if you'd like. You can breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, or you can try an Ujjayi breath, which is breathing in through the nose. And as you breathe out through the nose, you create a constriction in the back of your throat, creating an ocean-like wave sound or a vator-like sound as you breathe out. Taking a breath in through the nose, try it on. Constrict at the back of the throat, and then breathe out through the nose. Try that once more. Inhale through the nose. Constrict in the back of the throat. Exhale through the nose. Whatever breath that you prefer to take today, take it, stick with it, don't forget it, and help it to connect you with this flow and with this present moment. As we begin our practice today, I'd like to offer this intention. An intention of new season, new outlook, new intentions. For many of us, it was possibly, is, or about to be, or just was our children's first day back to school. And whether your kids are going to preschool, elementary school, middle school, high school, college, or even for our family, some have already gone and one will be going after this year when he graduates. They go on off to boot camp, to the military. And no matter what new season of life and new grade of life that your children start, it's a bit of a reset, a renew for everyone in the household. And so I thought today was a good time to kind of reset and reconnect with our mindset, with the new season, cleaning out the summer cobwebs of fun, sun, relaxation, no schoolwork, no lunches to make, no sports to get kids to, or whatever the case may be, and begin to focus on our new season of life, our new intentions, our new goals, whatever those may be. Only happy thoughts, only positive intentions. So as you move through this flow midday, if you're taking it midday, if at any point in time you begin to let any intrusive thoughts sink in, whether that is, I am overwhelmed, I'm stressed, I'm worried, I have a to-do list for later today, for later tomorrow, for next month. I have a to-don't list that I want to avoid, but may have to come contact with at some point, like filling out all that lovely back to school paperwork for your children. Whatever the thought may be that pulls you away from the present moment and from the things that you can control, like your reactions to circumstances, situations, on an inhale, pull those thoughts to the forefront of your mind, and on an exhale, let all that go. And as you begin to fill back up again, bring with you only those positive affirmations and intentions of renewal, of a new season, of a new outlook, starting a new chapter of the book of life that you're in for you and your kids. Whatever resonates with you, hold on to that and help it to keep you anchored into this present moment and with your breath. Taking a deep inhale through the nose here. Feel the heart lift. Exhale through the mouth, let it go. Once more, breathe in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, let it go. You can begin to blink the eyes open. Taking a breath in, bring the hands out in front of you. Roll up over the knees. Bringing the big toes to touch behind you. Exhale, child's pose Balasana, sinking the hips down towards the heels. Bringing the forehead down to the mat in front of you. Arms go long. We'll be here for about 4 or 5 breaths on your own, remembering that your knees can be as close together or as far apart as you would like, and that on every exhale, you try to soften into any space that you create. One more breath in here through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Let it go. Inhale, coming up onto the hands and knees for tabletop. Exhale to settle. Keeping the shoulders, the elbows, and the wrist stacked in a line. Pulling the navel in, tucking the tailbone slightly. Keeping a long neutral spine and neck. Your knees are right underneath the hips and your toes can be tucked or untucked, yogi's choice, yogi's flow. On your next inhale, begin to lower the torso towards the mat, pulling your heart through the arms, lifting your chin, lifting your gaze for cow pose. Exhale as you push the palms into the mat, round and curl the spine for cat pose. Tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone. It should feel as though you're trying to parachute the back of the heart up through the shoulder blades. We'll move this 2 more times. Breath to movement here. Inhale for cow. Lift the tailbone up towards the sky. Pull the heart through. Lift the chin. Exhale for cat. Round and curl, tucking the chin, pulling the heart up through the shoulder blades, pulling the tailbone in. Last one. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. And then take about 4 or 5 breaths here to create your own movement. Feel free to be organic with your movement. Maybe taking some barrel rolls, maybe shaking your head from side to side, rolling out the neck, or taking small C's with the side body, looking over one shoulder and then the next. Or you could even sit one hip off to the side taking a stretch on the outside of the hips, and then the other, if that feels authentic to you. Whatever feels best for your body today. Everybody's body is different, and everybody's body is different every day. And it really just depends on the day as to what your body feels like doing and moving to. Depends on how you slept, what you did the day before, and that's okay. Listen to your body, connect with your breath, connect with your mindset. Taking one more breath in here. On the breath out, meet back in tabletop, neutral spine. Bringing each palm, one palm print forward, lowering your hips down towards your mat. Take a breath in to prepare. On your breath out, lower down halfway, chaturanga, elbows graze the rib cage, and you're going to hold here halfway. 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down. Bringing the palms just to the top outside edge of the rib cage. Pushing your shoulders or pushing your elbows up towards the sky and pulling your shoulder blades back towards one another. Your feet are going to stay planted into the mat. When we inhale, we're going to straighten the arms all the way out, coming into upward facing dog. Inhale, straighten the arms, upward facing dog. Shining your heart out through the arms, lifting your chin slightly, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Your thighs and the tops of your feet can be in the mat. We're going to be here for 2 breaths. You can take a moment to look over one shoulder and then the next, keeping the body squared to the front of the mat. You can take another breath in, pushing the tops of the feet into the mat, engaging the thighs and the glutes, lifting the hips up taller so that your thighs are raised off the mat slightly. Take a breath in. On the breath out, lower back all the way down to the mat. Inhale back up through tabletop. Exhale, big toes touch, child's pose balasana. We'll be here for just about 3 or 4 more breaths. You can stay here in stillness, or you can take a moment to just walk your hands over to the right side of the space, taking a breath in, staying for the breath out, and then walking the hands over to the left side of your space, staying here for 1 breath in, 1 breath out, maybe doing that one more time. Walking palms from one side to the other, feeling that extra stretch along the side body. And as we move throughout our flow today, remember that if any point in time you'd like to come back to child's pose is always here for you. Take it. There are some classes that I am in child's pose every chaturanga flow. And then there's others that I never miss a chaturanga flow. It just depends on the day and what my body tells me that I need. But the important thing is to listen to your body. Take a breath in. Stay for the breath out. Take a breath in, coming back up through tabletop, neutral spine. Exhale to settle. Keeping those shoulders, elbows, and wrists in a line. Knees are underneath the hips. Tuck the toes this time. Pull the navel in, keeping the spine long and neutral. Take each palm once more, 1 palm print forward. Inhale, and on your exhale, downward facing dog, lifting the tailbone up towards the sky, creating that inverted V shape with your body. Take a moment here to create some movement before you settle in. Maybe you bend one knee and then the other. Maybe you look underneath one shoulder to one side and then the other. You can roll the head out. You can shake the head. You can even, if you'd like, take the right palm to the left ankle and look underneath the left shoulder. And then bringing the left palm to the right ankle, looking underneath the right shoulder. Eventually inhaling And on your exhale, meeting back in center in stillness, downward facing dog. You're pressing equal weight through both palms, feeling the L shape in both of your hands as you're pressing through the hands. Shoulders are away from the ears, melted down the back. Your gaze is towards the tops of your thighs, your gaze is towards your ankles, and you're pushing your chest towards the top of your thighs. You're trying to lift your tailbone up towards the sky, so your core is engaged. You're lifting up through the tailbone while at the same time trying to sink your heels down into the mat. You can have a little or a lot of a bend in your knee, and it does not matter if your heels touch the mat or not. Mine rarely do. Take a breath in here. Stay for the breath out. Once more, inhale. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, look forward. On your exhale, bring your feet to meet your hands at the top of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, bringing the palms to the shins, the knees, or the thighs. Keeping a long neutral spine, you're lifting your tailbone up towards the sky, pulling the shoulder blades back behind you, and your gaze is towards the top of your mat. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Bringing the palms down to your mat, heel toe your feet out to the side edge of your mat. Take a breath in, and on your breath out, ragdoll, taking a generous bend in the knees, resting the torso on the tops of the thighs, hang heavy here. Feeling the long line of the spine and the neck. Let everything go. You can hang just here in stillness. No need to go anywhere. Or if you would like, you can begin to sway the body from side to side, taking care to remember to let the top of the body hang heavy here. You can grab opposite elbows, rolling the head and the neck out if you'd like. You can even clasp the hands behind you, and then let the hands and the arms fall back and hang heavy as well. You can still sway from side to side. 2 more breaths here. On your next inhale, meet back in center and stillness. Exhale, unwind, unravel, and twist, letting the hands come back down to the mat. Begin to heel toe the feet back into center, about hips width distance apart. If you'd like to a better or a different measurement, you can make 2 fists, put them in between your feet, and that is about hips width distance apart. Inhale. On your exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Realign the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale. Begin to root down and rise up slowly as we make our way all the way up into our mountain pose. Biceps frame the ears. Exhaling to settle in. You are lengthening up through the crown of the head. Your pinkies are turned in slightly. Your shoulders are melted down your back, pulling the shoulder blades towards one another. Tuck in the navel to engage the core. Pull the tailbone in. And then if you lift your knees, you'll engage your quads. And it should feel as though you have roots growing out of your feet in all 4 corners. And you're like a tree rooted into the ground. Take a breath in. On the breath out, back bend of your choice, whether that's bringing the palms together, crossing the thumbs over one another, and leaning back, opening up the chest, pushing the hips forward. Inhaling back up to mountain pose, or on your next one, you can try that baby back bend, or you can try goddess arms by practicing the arms out, lifting the chest up, and pushing the hips forward. Take a breath in. On the breath out, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step it back, high plank. Your entire body is engaged here from the toes to the fingers. You have the hollow body hold in the upper part of your body, so you're pulling the back of the heart up through the shoulder blades. You can stay just like you are up on the toes, or if you'd like, you can come down onto the knees for supported high plank. Either way, yogi's choice. Take a breath in, shift forward. On the breath out, chaturanga, elbows graze the rib cage. Inhale, upward facing dog, straighten the arms out. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here on your own, remembering to push equal weight through both palms, pushing your chest towards your thighs, melting your heels down towards the mat. It's okay if you have a big bend or a little bend in your knee. We're going to flow our Sun 2 more times, breath to movement. Take a breath in to prepare. Take the breath out, let it go. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk, float, jump or fly your feet to meet your hands at the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose Tadasana. Exhale, back bend of your choice. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step it back, high plank. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in, look forward. On the breath out, walk, float, jump or fly your feet to meet your hands at the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root down, rise up, mountain pose Tadasana. Exhale, back bend of your choice. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, realign the spine. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, high plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here to reconnect with your present moment, reconnect with your breath, with your intention, breathing in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, let it go. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, right leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale to settle. You're still pushing your chest towards that upper thigh. Your right leg is lifted. It does not have to be lifted high. The right foot is flexed, and it should feel as though you're trying to stand on an invisible wall behind you. Take a breath in, bend the knee. On the breath out, open up the hips. Take some leg circles, take some hip circles. Inhaling as we meet back in center in stillness. Exhaling, three-legged dog. Take a breath in. Pull the right knee in through heart center. On the exhale, step it through. Low lunge. Take a moment to adjust here where needed, engaging the inner thighs. Keeping a long neutral spine. And your front knee is stacked on top of the front heel. Take a breath in, plant the left palm down into the mat. On a breath out, rotate towards the right side of your space for revolved crescent lunge. Take a breath in, stay for the breath out. Inhale and begin to slowly make your way all the way up. Exhaling as you come into revolved warrior or exalted warrior, what I like to also call it. The right hand is reaching towards the left leg. You're high on the back of the toes. And you're lifting up and back with the left arm, opening up the chest, lifting the chin, lift your gaze. Inhale. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale, coming into high crescent lunge. Exhale to settle. Biceps can remain by the ears, or you can bring the hands to heart center. Take a breath in. On the breath out, sink a bit deeper. Your front knee is still stacked on top of the front heel. Pull the front hip back while pulling the back hip forward. You're engaging the inner thighs by squeezing them towards one another. Take a breath in. On the breath out, rotate the back foot down into the mat, warrior two. The knife edge of the back foot is in line with the front heel. Your arms come out to a T, and your shoulder blades are pulling towards one another behind you. Looking over the front fingertips. Take a breath in. On the breath out, sink a bit deeper, keeping the hips squared to the side edge of your mat and trying to still pull that front knee back towards the space behind you. The thighs are still squeezing together. Inhale, shift to the rib cage. Exhale, reverse warrior, paint the sky. Take a breath in. On the breath out, sink deeper. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale as you straighten the front leg, coming into triangle, bringing the right hand down to meet the right calf, or if you can, all the way down to the floor. Rotating the upper body towards the left side of your space, looking up towards the fingertips or down towards the foot. Take a breath in. Stay for the breath out. Inhale, coming up, reverse triangle, paint the sky. You're lifting up and out of the side body. Front leg is still straight. Thighs are still squeezing towards one another. Chin is away from the chest. Take a breath in. On the breath out, warrior two. Inhale, straighten the front leg, biceps frame the ears. Exhale, grabbing the right wrist with the left hand, coming into archer, lifting the front foot, coming up onto the heel. Take a breath in, and on your breath out, Skandasana squat to the left, coming all the way down, keeping the right leg straight, foot is flexed, toes are pointing towards the ceiling. You can stay right here with your palms down into the mat, or if you'd like, you can bring the left palm out to the side of your left knee and reach up and over with the right arm. It's okay if your foot is all the way down into the mat, the left foot's all the way down the mat, so long as that right foot is flexed and the toes are pointing up towards the sky. It's also okay if you're up on your toes to start with in this pose, because maybe you don't have your foot all the way flat yet. That's okay too. Again, do what feels best for your body. Take a breath in. On the breath out, begin to walk your hands over to the right foot. Exhaling as you frame the right foot with both hands, twisting the left foot back, coming back into low crescent lunge. Inhale, high crescent lunge, squeezing the inner thighs. Exhale the hands to heart center. Take a breath in. On the breath out, begin to push off from that back left foot, making your way up slowly into warrior three. Left foot is flexed out long behind you. It's okay if you wobble and you weeble. You're keeping your hips square to the bottom part of the mat. Core is engaged. You have a long line from your heel to the crown of your head. Your upper body and your left leg are parallel to the mat as possible, and it should feel as though you're sending energy out through the left heel and the crown of the head. Take a breath in. On the breath out, bend the left knee and begin to make your way upright, coming into one-legged mountain pose. Exhale and settle in. Bringing the right knee up to hips distance, I guess. Flexing the left foot. Feel free to stay just as you are, lengthening through the crown of the head, pulling the shoulders down and back, engaging the glute, engaging the thigh. You can stay just like this. You can straighten the left foot out. You can grab the big toe. You can bring your leg out to the side. Either way, take one more breath where you are. On the second breath, begin to make your way back to center and stillness. You can come back into your warrior three with a straight leg, rotating the leg around to the back. Or if you'd like, you can bend that knee if it wasn't bent already, and then just kick it straight back into your warrior three. We'll take one breath here. Inhale. Stay for the exhale. On your next inhale, begin to make your way back up into equal standing pose or mountain pose. Bringing the left foot down to meet the right, exhaling as you root down, rise up, mountain pose Tadasana. Exhale, back bend of your choice. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming up to chair pose. It should feel as though you're sitting in an invisible chair behind you. Pull the tailbone in slightly. Engage the core, squeeze the inner thighs, quads, glutes, the whole upper thigh, squeezing them in towards one another. You should be able to lift your toes up because the weight is through your heels. Proud chest, shoulders are away from the ears. Take one more breath in. Stay for the breath out. Once more, inhale. On your exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step it back, high plank. Find your flow or meet us in down dog. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a moment here. Prepare. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale once more. Exhale, let it go. Sometimes it's easier to come into your three-legged dog if you bring your big toes to touch. So if that's for you, then bring your big toes to touch. Inhale. Left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale to settle in. Remembering to push equal weight through the palms, feeling the L shape in both the fingers. Shoulders are away from the ears. You are lifting the tailbone up towards the sky. The left leg is long behind you, foot is flexed. It's okay if it's not high. Take a breath in. On the breath out, bend the knee, open up the hips, take some leg circles, take some knee circles, first in one direction and then the other. Eventually inhaling as you make your way back to center, exhaling into stillness, three-legged dog. Take a breath in. Begin to pull the left knee in through heart center. Exhale as you step it through low lunge. Take a moment to adjust here where needed. Taking care to stack the front knee on top of the front heel. Engaging through the core, squeezing the inner thighs, keeping that long neutral spine. Take a breath in, bringing the right palm down to meet the mat. On your breath out, rotate the upper body towards the left side of your space, bringing the left arm up long, reaching towards the sky. Revolved, low lunge. Take a breath in. Stay for the breath out. Inhale and begin to slowly make your way up. Exhaling as you make your way all the way up, reaching the right arm up and back. Revolved warrior, exalted warrior. Lifting the chin away from the chest. The left hand is reaching towards the right thigh. Take a breath in. On the breath out, sink a little deeper if you can. Inhale, coming into high crescent lunge. Exhaling the hands to heart center if you'd like, or just to settle in. Take a moment to adjust where needed. Bringing the front heel just over top of the front ankle. Pulling the front hip back while pulling the back hip forward. That's an alignment cue that really helps me to square my hips off properly for the proper alignment for these shapes or these poses. Your core is engaged and your shoulders are stacked over your hips, lengthening up through the crown of the head. Take a breath in. On the breath out, sink a little deeper, squeeze those thighs in towards one another. One more breath in. Stay for the breath out. Inhale. On your exhale, warrior two, rotate that left foot down into the mat, the right foot down into the mat. There is heel to toe alignment in your feet. The hips are squared towards the side edge of the mat. The front knee is trying to pull back to the back edge of the mat. You're lengthening out through the crown of your head, but also out through your fingertips, engaging the inside of the thighs. Take a breath in. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale. Exhale, sink deeper. Inhale, shift forward at the rib cage. Exhale, paint the sky, reverse warrior. Lengthening up and back with the left hand, opening up the chest, lifting the chin, lifting the gaze. Your right hand is light on the back of the right leg, or you can do a little baby bind around your waist. Take a breath in. Stay for the breath out. Last one, inhale. Exhale, settle in. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, triangle as you straighten out the left leg, kicking your hips out behind you, keeping the back foot in the warrior two position, and then begin to bring the left hand down to meet the knee, the calf, or the fingertips or the palm down into the mat. Right arm goes long. It should feel as though you're trying to squeeze between two panes of glass. Take a breath in. Stay for the breath out. Once more, inhale, exhale, let it go. Inhale, coming all the way up. Reverse triangle. Paint the sky. Keeping the front leg straight. Reaching up and back slightly. With the left hand, right hand comes down the side of the right leg. Take a breath in. On the breath out, warrior two, realign yourself. Squeezing those inner thighs together. Shoulders are away from the ears. Inhale, straighten out the left leg in front. Biceps frame the ears. Exhale as you lift the left foot up, coming onto the heel, grabbing the left wrist with the right hand. Take another breath in. On your breath out, bend the right knee, coming all the way down into Skandasana squat to the right. You can bring the palms to the mat or the ground in front of you, continuing to lengthen up through the crown of the head, keeping a long neutral spine. You can bring the right hand out to the side and lift up and over with the left hand, keeping a chest open. It's okay if you're flat down on your right foot, so long as you keep that left foot flexed and the toes towards the sky. It's also okay if you're up on your tippy toes of your right foot. That's okay too if you can't quite set your foot all the way down. You can even bring your hands to Anjali Mudra. Take a breath in. On your breath out, begin to crawl yourself forward, coming to bring the hands to frame the left foot. Low lunge, adjust here where needed, keeping a long neutral spine. Inhale, coming up, high crescent lunge. Exhale to settle. You can leave the biceps framing the ears with the pinkies turned in slightly, taking care to melt the shoulders away from the ears and down the back, or you can bring the hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra, which is how I prefer to come into my Warrior Three. Engage the core. Inhale as you begin to lean forward on the left foot. Exhaling as you push yourself off the back foot, coming up into your Warrior Three. Keeping a slight bend in the left leg. Flexing the right foot out long behind you. Squaring the hips to the bottom edge part of your mat. Lengthening through the crown. The more you flex your foot and try to send energy out your heel and the crown of your head, the straighter this pose gets. Well, for me anyway, that works. As I fall out, we'll be here for one more breath. Inhale. Exhale to settle. Inhale as you begin to bend the right knee, making your way up. Exhaling as you come all the way up into one-legged mountain pose. Again, your hands can stay at heart center, or your biceps can frame the ears, yogi's choice. Keeping the right foot flexed, bending the knee up towards hip level. You can stay just like this in stillness, or if you'd like, you can straighten out the right leg. You can grab the toe for a toe hold, you can bring it out to the side. Again, it's your practice. I am only a guide. Take a breath in. Stay for the breath out. On your next inhale, begin to make your way back into Warrior Three. Inhale. Exhaling into Warrior Three. We'll be here for one breath. Take a breath in. Stay for the breath out. Inhale as you begin to bend the right knee. And exhaling as you bring the right foot down to meet the left. Equal standing pose. Samasthiti. Inhale. Root down, rise up, mountain pose Tadasana. Exhale, back end of your choice. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, realign the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. We'll flow that one time on each side. Breath to movement, no holds, no sink deepers, just breath to movement. Take a breath in to prepare. On the breath out, let it go, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step it back, high plank. Find your flow or meet us in down dog, yogi's choice. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in to prepare. Stay for the breath out. Big toes can touch. Inhale, right leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale to settle. Take a breath in, bend the knee, take hip circles, leg circles, or throw it back into wild thing. Yogi's choice. One breath here, inhale. Exhale as you make your way back to center, meeting in three-legged dog. Inhale. On your exhale, step it through, low lunge. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Exhale to settle. Take a breath in. On the breath out, Warrior Two. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, paint the sky, reverse warrior. Inhale, Warrior Two. Exhale to settle. Inhale, straighten the front leg for triangle, biceps frame the ears for just a moment. Exhale, bringing the right hand down. Inhale. Stay for the exhale. Inhale. Coming back up through triangle, all the way back to reverse triangle. Inhale. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale to settle in. Take a breath in to prepare. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Coming into archer, lifting up onto the right heel. Left hand grabs the right wrist. Exhale as you make your way down to skandasana to the left. Taking one breath here. On your next inhale, begin to walk your hands all the way up towards the front of your mat, coming into low lunge on the right. Exhaling as you settle in. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Exhale to settle. Take a breath in. On the breath out, begin to put weight into the right foot, exhaling as you push off with the left, coming into your warrior three. Take a breath in. Stay for the breath out. Inhale. Begin to bend the knee, coming up into one-legged mountain pose. We'll be here for one breath and keep the legs straight or out to the side, yogi's choice. Take a breath in. On the breath out, make your way back into warrior three. Take one breath here. On your next inhale, bend the left knee, bringing yourself upright. Exhaling the left foot down to meet the right, equal standing pose. Inhale, root down, rise up, mountain pose Tadasana. Exhale, back bend of your choice. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, plant the palms, step it back, high plank. Exhale to settle. Take a breath in, shift forward on the breath out, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big toes can touch. Take a breath in, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale to settle in. Inhale, bend the knee, open up. Exhale to your wild thing, or you can take leg circles or hip circles, yogi's choice. Take a breath in, stay for the breath out. Inhaling as you make your way back into center, exhaling into three-legged dog. Take a breath in. On the breath out, step it through, low lunge. Just a moment to adjust. Inhaling, making your way up high crescent lunge. Exhale to settle. Take a breath in. On the breath out, warrior two. Inhale. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, shift forward at the rib cage. Exhale, the sky, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale to settle in. Inhale, straighten the right leg, biceps frame the ears. Exhale, bringing the left hand down to meet the mat. Shifting the hips back. You can scoot your left foot in some if you need. Opening up the chest. Feels like you're between two panes of glass. Take a breath in. Let it go. On your inhale, begin to make your way up. Coming all the way back into triangle, reverse triangle on the exhale. Inhale. Stay for the exhale. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Take a breath in. Straighten the left leg, coming into archer, lifting up onto the left heel. Exhaling as your right hand grabs your left wrist. Inhale to prepare. Exhale. Skandasana squat to the right. leaving the palms down into the mat, or you can bring the right hand out to the side and the left hand up and over. Take a breath in. Stay for the breath out. On your next inhale, begin to bring the palms back down towards the ground. Exhaling as you walk your way up to the front of your space, bringing the hands to frame the left foot. Low crescent lunge. Inhale, making your way up, high crescent lunge. Exhale to settle. Take a breath in. Begin to pull the weight into the left foot. On the breath out, push off from the right foot, coming into your warrior three. We'll be here for one breath. Inhale, making your way up, bending the right knee, coming to one-legged mountain pose. Bringing the right knee up towards hip level, flexing the foot. You can stay just like you are for 1 to 2 breaths on your own. You can straighten the leg out. You can do a big toe hold. On your next inhale, make your way back into your warrior three. Yogi's choice is the way. Inhale, exhaling as you come all the way into your warrior three. Take a breath in. Stay for the breath out. On your next inhale, bend the right knee, making your way to an upright position. Exhaling your right foot all the way down to meet the left on the mat. Equal standing pose. Take a breath in, root down, rise up, mountain pose Tadasana. Exhale, baby back bend, yogi's choice. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, realign your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming up, chair pose just for a moment, sinking the weight back into the heels, engaging the thighs, the glutes, pulling the tailbone in, core is engaged. You're sitting in an invisible chair behind you. Take a breath in. Stay for the breath out. Inhale. On the exhale, forward fold, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step it back, high plank. This is our last chaturanga flow of practice. Feel free to take it or to skip it. Leave it. Go to child's pose. Either way, lead us in down dog. Take a breath in to prepare. Lean forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Stay for the breath out. Last time, inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhale as you begin to lower the knees down into the mat. Exhaling as you sit off to one side or the other. Bringing your knee and your legs out long in front of you. Easy seat with extended legs. Removing any excess meat from our sits bones. Engaging through the core. Pulling the shoulder blades towards one another. Your shoulders should be sitting kind of on top of the hips. And you're lengthening up through the crown of the head. Flex the feet. Take a breath in. On a breath out, fold over the tops of the thighs, keeping a long flat back. A cue that I was told once that I will never forget, and I say it often. The objective is a flat back, not to touch our toes. So whether you come to your thighs and you use your hands for a bit of support, or your calves, your ankles, whatever the case, just take care to keep a long, neutral spine, a flat back, and the feet flexed. Take a breath in. Stay for the breath out. 2 more times here. You can stay just as you are in stillness, or if you'd like, you can inhale, walk your hands halfway up, lengthen through the crown, and then exhale as you fold and melt, keeping the back flat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and melt. Inhale as you begin to crawl yourself all the way back up to a seated position. Exhale to settle. Take a breath in as you bend the right knee up towards the sky. Exhaling as you bring the right foot to the outside of the left knee. You can stay just like this with the left leg long out in front of you, or if you'd like, you can bend the left knee, bringing the left foot to the outside of the right hip. Either way, we're going to go into our supine twist to the right, to the left. Taking a breath in, lengthen up through the spine, out through the crown of the head, shoulders melt down the back. You can stay like this in stillness, facing forward. Or if you'd like, you can begin to rotate your upper body towards the right side of your space, bringing the right hand back behind you for support, wrapping the left arm around the knee, or you can bring the left elbow to the outside of the right knee, opening up through the chest, lengthening up through the spine, out the crown. You can do the same thing if the left knee is bent as well. I just like to call it my pretzel supine twist. You can twist out the same way, or you can stay in center and stillness. On your next inhale, unwind, unravel, untwist. Exhaling as you untangle your legs from one another, coming back into equal seated pose or easy seated pose with the legs out long. Take a breath in as you bend the left knee. Exhaling as you bring the left foot to the outside of the right knee for a seated supine twist to the left. Again, you can leave the right leg long out in front of you, keeping the toes flexed up. You can stay in center and stillness. You can twist, bringing the left hand behind you, lengthening up through the crown, holding on to the knee with the right arm, or you can bring the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. It's your practice. Cool down and end it how you'd like. You can bend that left knee or the right knee in to the left hip as well. No. On your next inhale, unwind, unravel, untwist. Exhaling as you bring your legs long in front of you. And trying to reconnect with your breath in your present moment if your dog is around and started barking and scaring you towards the end of your practice. Inhaling as you bend the knees up towards the ceiling or the sky, depending on where you're taking this practice. Exhaling as you scooch your bum towards your heels. Maybe do that a couple more times, moving your feet down a bit further. Take a breath in, lengthen up through the spine, out through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, begin to roll one vertebrae at a time, coming all the way down onto your back. Not you guys, my dog. Stay. Not you guys, my dog. Meeting on our backs, feeling the long line of our spine, pressing into the mat from our tailbone all the way up through our neck. Plant your feet into the mat, bending the knees up towards the sky. Pull the navel in just to kind of protect the low back, and you'll feel the low back press into the mat just a bit more there. Heel toe your feet out to the side edges of your mat and begin to windshield wiper the knees from side to side, taking care to keep that low back pressed into the mat as well. Inhale, meeting back in center and stillness. Exhale as you heel toe the feet back in towards one another. Take a breath in, pulling the knees in towards heart center. Squeeze everything in, bringing the forehead up to meet the knees in gratitude. On your exhale, bring each knee to the outside of each rib cage and squeeze them up and in towards the armpits. So your right knee is going to come up and around the outside of the right rib cage, and you're going to squeeze it in towards the right armpit. And the same on the left side. Pull the left knee up and around the outside of the left rib cage and pull it up and in, squeezing it in towards the armpit. This just helps out our kind of like a detox of our lymphatic system in different places. And it helps with digestion, especially when we're moving all of our poses and poses like this, especially poses like this, just help to aid in and in circulation. Just really good poses that are not only feel good on the outside and to our muscles and our bones, but they are really good on our to our insides and systems we don't necessarily think about. Take a breath in, squeeze a bit more. On the breath out, begin to stamp your feet up towards the sky. We'll come into happy baby, blissful baby, or if you have children, or a mom or grandmom, if you're an aunt, if you're a friend of a person that has kids and you're around babies ever, they are not always happy and blissful. Sometimes they're annoying and whiny, even when they're in a pose like this. So come into your baby pose of whatever name you'd like to call it, bringing the feet to stamp up towards the sky. You can leave the hands on the backs of the thighs, the knees, the tops of the knees, or you can bring the palms of the hands to the palms of the feet, pulling the knees still down in towards the armpits around the outside of the rib cage. You can begin to sway from side to side if you'd like, if that feels good for you. If not, don't do it. Or you can begin to stamp one leg up towards the sky, leading with your heel, and then the other. And you can rock from side to side. You can stamp both feet up towards the sky, leading with your heels, keeping that spine, the long line of your spine into the mat to protect the spine. That's why we make sure our back is flat into the mat. You can roll from side to side. If this is not your jam and you don't really like it, because it's not mine necessarily either, you can bring your legs together overhead, coming into legs up the wall, which is my favorite pose. I do this. I used to do it every day, once a day, made sure. And then it was beneficial enough and I liked it so much that I tried it one day, midday, mid-morning or so, and it just helped me through the rest of my day. Um, and so I now do it at least twice a day, usually mid-morning, midday, and then at night before bed. You're gonna pull your ankles just and your heels just to stack on top of your hips. You're gonna be pushing your heels up towards the sky and your feet are flexed. So your toes are gonna be pointing towards your chest. Remembering to make sure that the long line of the spine can be felt into the mat or the ground. And you're trying to push your heels up towards the ceiling, sending energy out through the heels. You should feel a tingling in the back line of the legs. This just aids in circulation. If you work behind a computer for your regular job, you probably sit a lot. If you maybe you're a driver of some sort and you drive a lot, or you're a teacher and you're behind a desk a lot, or whatever the case may be, maybe you're sitting a lot and you're just not mobile enough and moving around a lot. Either way, this is just really good. It helps relieve tension and stress as well. It helps with any kind of swelling if you've been on your feet all day and you're the opposite. Maybe you're not sitting all day, but you're standing a lot, then and walking around a lot, then this will kind of help with the circulation, the tension, the stress for that as well, and the swelling. I'm just talking a lot because I'm thinking if anyone is in leg up the wall, they may not know the benefits of it yet, and they won't realize how long they've been sitting here with leg up the wall because I'm talking. I don't know if it worked, but if it did, you're welcome. Or you can hate me and never do it again. Take a breath in. On your breath out, begin to bend the knees back in towards heart center. Inhaling as you bring your forehead up to your knees in gratitude, giving yourself thanks Being grateful for showing up for you today. Squeeze in just a bit more. On an exhale, let it all go. Savasana, Shavasana, your final pose, choice, asana of your name, whatever you want to call it. Corpse pose, Savasana, Shavasana. I made it through class, Anasana. Oh, I have to go back to work, Asana. Thanks for being awesome and doing this awesome. Whatever you want to call this, call it. Take it and begin to come back to a more natural pace of breath. I will return for you when it's time. Feel free to stay just as you are in stillness, or if you would like, you can begin to look to one side of the mat and then the other, rolling your head from side to side, beginning to wake the body up. You can wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. You can roll out the wrist, roll out the ankles, perhaps taking a full gentle body stretch, gentle full body stretch. Eventually making your way over onto your favorite side into fetal pose, bringing the arm to rest underneath the head as support, and the other hand over in front of you for support. Pushing yourself up to a seated position, coming crisscross applesauce sit. Crisscross applesauce, removing any excess meat from your seat. Or perhaps you come up onto the shins, if that feels better for you today. Bringing the hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Continuing to just keep the core engaged to support the back, lengthening up through the spine, out through the crown of the head. Shoulders are stacked on top of hips. And you're extending energy out through the crown of the head. Keep the face muscles soft. Relax the jaw. If you haven't already, pull the gaze inward once more, closing down the eyes. We'll begin practice. Well, no, we'll end practice how we began it. I don't want you guys to be like, wait, this is Groundhog Day, we're starting again. End practice how we began, taking a deep cleansing inhale through the nose, filling up. Feel the heart lift, holding at the top just for a moment. Exhale through the mouth, let it go. One more time. Inhale through the nose. Hold at the top. Sip in a bit more air if you can. Exhaling through the mouth, let it go. As you move throughout the rest of your day, if at any point in time you become overwhelmed, overstressed, in a tizzy, in a worry, try to take a moment, take a breath, reconnect with the moment, reconnect with your breath. Exhale, let it go. Inhale once more, pulling all those negative thoughts and jumbles of worry and angst to the forefront of your mind. And on your exhale, let them all go. And as you fill back up again, bring with you only your positive affirmations, your positive intentions. In this new season, this new chapter of your book and of your kids' books, if you had kids that went back to school, clearing out any cobwebs that might have built up from our summer schedule, making way for all the new joys and possibilities that are to come this year, this school year. Taking one more collective inhale here through the nose. Hold at the top just one more moment. Exhale through the mouth. Let it go. Bringing your hand to third eye center, that space between the brow, the space of light, of intuition, the light, the love, the yogi in me. So much honors, respects, appreciates, enjoys the light, the love, and the yogi in each of you. Thank you.